What's up, guys? It's your boy B Showers, and I'm excited to share with you guys the updates to the build. So we finally added in crit, and that's why you saw me basically obliterating a six-man temple and walking through it like I was rolling dolo in my own temple, right? That's why you saw me one-shot the pinnacles easily, just wiped them, not even trying. Just one cast, done. So, I've done several iterations of Twister through all the leaks since Twister's been out, and this is by far my favorite build because it mixes the utility and the damage of the spells in combination with the crazy damage and clear of Twister, and they work synergistically together very well. And at this point with Oracle, being able to grab some really interesting nodes on the tree and also play with some different things, we've been absolutely, cooking up a monster of a build. So let's walk through some of the changes. The biggest change really is the passive tree. So you'll notice I dropped Shock. And while Shock is a strong motor multiplier, getting my crit multi up to 400 and then running uh, Garrett Khan's Resolve, just a combination of the two, the damage is absolutely crazy, having only like a 30% critical hit chance. So we have more multipliers from the critical and the critical damage bonus, multiplying the more multipliers from Elemental Conflux, Trinity, Rage, Berserk, multiplying the Rage, and a massive amount of increased damage from, excuse me, the focus. So a lot of the stuff that's on the left-hand side looks relatively the same, right? In terms of the jewels, still rocking my Heart of the Well, which one day I'll roll that up, I promise, to get that 2 mana and keep the 15 and the 2 on the life. This is a Grand Spectrum, but the game is bugged, so it's not showing that. And that has a Chaos on it, just to help me hit the Chaos and not have to take up sockets on my gear, but that's not necessary. I get this question a lot. What heroic tragedy do I have? So, listen, it doesn't matter what you have on it. I mean, realistically, none of these things are necessary for the build to function. But if you can get natural energies on yours, if you can get Triskeleon's Light, and you can get Sudden Hail, those are great nodes to have. But there's some other really good ones. Like you have increased lightning damage, um, skill effect duration, there's attack speed you can get on some of them. Those are all really good. So just get one, just keep rolling it until you get as many nodes that are synergistic with your build. Really that simple. Okay. So things that added to the tree, we took Careful Assassin, Throat Seeker, funny name, but anyway, it's on the way. And we took these nodes here, and I spent quite a bit of time crafting on this jewel. It's almost perfect, but the key things I really care about, being that I already have so much increased damage in the build, is the crit damage bonus for attack damage, the prod speed, and a critical damage bonus for spears. So spears is the only weapon class, you could do this with spells too, I think, that enables you to have multiple crit damage bonuses on one jewel. So we have a significant amount of damage bonus there, right? So I didn't really change too much else. Obviously I took these notes here for the extra crit damage bonus and the crit chance. I'm gonna actually move this around and come to this side here, actually. Yeah, yeah. I might take those nodes instead of the crit chance nodes, but I'll play with that later. Anyway, that difference made up all the difference that you saw in this video. I mean, the damage is absolutely crazy. The speed, I'm moving, absolutely moving. So I didn't have a map in the showcase. I'm just gonna grab. I went through so many of these already. Okay, I like Slick because it's a map that's fun to just blow through. All right, so this could be like a really rippy map for a lot of builds, but you're gonna see we're just gonna steamroll it. All right. Now you'll notice I dropped Hail to Thunder, so I gotta come back and show you the Spirit Gems and go through that. There we go. I mean, it's just an absolute wave of destruction. Still have the Herald chaining, even though I dropped Herald of Thunder. I'm actually not running the Wolf Charm anymore. I realized it was a waste, actually. So I have the Stag Charm in there now. And it's a waste, by the way, if you don't have sources of chaos damage in the build, but we do. Um, if you want to have your heralds chain off of each other, if you're running both heralds, then it's not a waste, and that's what we were doing before. But as you see, we're cooking. We also have a lot of cold damage in our build too, so that makes it so our hail's chain even easier. All right, so we're up on the boss. Let me see if I can freeze it in one shot. Yep, that was just spear throw, y'all. That was just spear throw. Your basic attack costs no mana. One shot. Frozen. All right. So that was a little quick run through the map. So you see the speeds there. There was one unique monster that didn't die, but he got hit by a spell when that was on weapon set one. If I had the focus on both weapon sets, that comet would have just killed him. All right. So look at the damage numbers though. Can we just take a moment? Bro, I'm in weapon set one right now. And this is the damage numbers that we're seeing in weapon set one. This is our attack speed set. All right. Now we go back in here so my life doesn't drain. I can actually pause it. Okay. Actually, let me. Why is conflicts off? Hold on. Conflicts is off. There we go. All right. Get our rage back up. Okay. Now this is our weapon set too. Now, if I had Batayer's Vengeance on, even without Headhunter buffs, this damage is over 1,000,000. Right? So let me see if I can proc it on something. That's why I throw the Spirit Throw every now and then, is to recharge that. Miss again. I have Salvo in it, yo. All right. Oops. Let's go back. Okay. All right. So I don't know why it's not over 1,000,000 now, but normally it's over 1,000,000, probably depending on what element that complex is on. Yeah. Whatever. Maybe if I have power charges, that might be it. Anyway, so this is what the stats are looking like. The damage per use is high. That's per Twister damage before the scaling of whirlwinds and everything like that. Before the ground surfaces we pick up. So I got to POB it, but the POB on this is probably dumb high. Again, everything is an easy one shot, no frenzies, no buffs, and a true one shot where it's like you cast Twister one time and it gets melted, right? That's what it is. Whatever. Anyway, um, we're rocking with 30% crit, just about 29.37, and 405 crit damage bonus. Massive difference to the damage. We were casting Twister twice and killing Arbiter before. So now with this multiplier to all the multipliers that we have on our damage, it's just insane. Now, looking at what we have inside each skill, we have Freeze, inside Spirit Throw, Bataria's Vengeance to get that Rage. One Rage, 1% of damage is actually cold, but we're getting that scaled up by 70 something percent rolling with Berserk on weapon set 2. Embiter makes the freezing more likely. Prolonged duration 2. To make this buff from Batayer's Vengeance last longer. And Salvo, just so I can get more projectiles out there. It helps in the temple, just so, just in case you hit something that's really tanky and has a lot of element threshold, it gives you a higher chance of hitting something that, you know, has a lower element threshold that you can freeze. Even if it's a white mob, you freeze it, it counts. Spear Stab, I just have gems in here, just playing with stuff. Ignore Spear Stab. Trinity, I have the Alice Desired to help bring down the cost of Trinity. Cold Mastery, also to satisfy Uhtred's Augury. None of these three nodes are necessary. None of these three gems are necessary. Okay. Armor Break 3 and Twister. Galakrond's Resolve, which is basically like double damage for our build. Rakiata's Flow, which is a massive multiplier on enemies that have elemental resistances. Projectile Acceleration, which is a multiplier in damage in itself, because the more your projectiles bounce around, the faster they go, the more likely they are to hit things, and the more times they're likely to hit things. And Salvo to get more twisters out there to be multiplied by Barrage. Rolling Slash is just about speed. Bro, 111 without headhunter buffs, 111 DPS is crazy. On a level 6 Whirling Slash. I'm killing stuff with Whirling Slash, bro. It's level 6. I mean, come on. So, and that's with this, that's 50% less damage. Insane. Rigwall's Ferocity for his speed. That's on weapon set 1. Knockback just helps, keep the enemies away while you're trying to push through doors and openings and stuff like that. Magnified Area 2 makes that easier. And for some reason, Whirling Slash feels smoother when I have Magnified Area on it. I don't know why. And Blazing Critical to give my attacks another gain as extra fire for 5 seconds on critically hitting with supported skills. All right, moving on to the cast on crit. You can change this up for whatever utility that you're looking for. I like cast on crit because it gives me the ability to create elemental ground no matter where I'm at, with elemental weakness and burning inscription together. Comet and Living Bomb go together well. Basically, Living Bomb procs a lot and feeds Comet Fire Infusions, which doubles the damage to Comet. Detonate Dead is a big reason why I absolutely walk through Temple. I'm telling y'all, if you do not have this slot in your cast on crit, you're missing out. Now, again, you can put whatever you want in here. I mean, our main damage source is Twister, but you're killing a lot of white mobs and stuff like that with your spells. If the right set of circumstances happen, Comet will do just as much damage, if not more damage, than Twister sometimes. Like, if Comet crits innately on the first roll, and you have your element as cold, and you're fire infused, and your Trinity's high, you're going to take probably 10 million health off of Arbiter, to put things in perspective. If Arbiter is frozen, that's the other thing, because of the node that says frozen enemies, basically have no resistances. Utra's Exodus inside of Elemental Conflux, which is another more multiplier to our damage. Herald of Ice. Oh, this is weapon set. My bad. This is weapon set 2. My bad. Herald of Ice. Massive damage on that. I have Frost Nexus in here to get Chill Ground, just to give me another layer of Elemental Ground, so I'm never really ever without Elemental Ground. If I'm mapping, constantly in Elemental Ground. If I'm bossing, I have Elemental Ground from this combo here. These two. Elemental Weakness and Brain Inscription. Unuto's Embrace is the reason why the Herald Chains or like smelting is important as well to get the Herald Chaining going on. And Armor Explosion, important for the Herald Chaining going on, as well as the Magnified Area. So this is all about clear. This whole skill is about getting more clear. Mysticism is not important. If you're short on spirit, don't use these support gems that cost spirit, or multiply the spirit cost of your spirit skills. It's common sense. You can take these out. So like this right here is 50 spirit. I don't need. Like realistically, I could probably drop my Grand Spectrums if I take these out and have enough spirit. Let me see. Let me take this out. Let me take this out and see how we're looking. Maybe not, but we'll see. Because if I can, you best believe I'm going to get more of those other. Yeah, bro. Yeah. What are we even talking about? So I can drop these. Let me see if I have enough spirit on toggle art. Some short spirit here. In which case, I can drop combat frenzy. There you go. Problem solved. Yeah, yeah. I mean, come on. So best believe I'm getting two more of these jewels in here, no doubt, because this is insane. So I'm down to I lost. So from that dropping the 30 spirit, I lost 45 spell damage, increased spell damage. But I'm about to pick up if I can craft a couple more of these. I'm about to pick up significantly more damage in my build. So I'm gonna put one there, and I'm gonna put one here. So this is crazy, man. This is crazy. I'm about to add another 80 crit multi and another 16% prod speed, which I love, and 14% increased projectile damage. Come on, man. What are we even talking about? So anyway, I'm gonna go and show you guys the weapon sets one more time before I call it. Got work in the morning, but I want to make sure I get this video out because I'm so excited about the improvements to the build. So, weapon set one, we have Trinity, Cast on Crit, Elemental Conflux, Charge Infusion, and Eternal Rage. All right. If your build is not working right, it's because your weapon sets are not right. Right. So you have Trinity and weapon set two, Cast on Crit, Elemental Conflux, Hail Device, Berserk, Charge Infusion, and Combat Frenzy. We're only in weapon set two for a short while. So as soon as we go back to weapon set one, because we have Eternal Rage on weapon set one, we're getting that rage back. So you don't want to hang out in weapon set two too long because you're dropping a lot of damage. But once I add those two uh, jewels in, it won't matter. It really won't matter. So yeah, guys, we're can we agree that we cooked up one hell of a build? Can we just have that conversation, or we don't want to talk about it? I appreciate the feedback you guys gave me. I am going to update the mobile links. Just haven't had a ton of time to between cooking up and testing things out with the build to give you guys new content and also just life. But bro, I'm telling you, now we've removed these jewels out of the build, which is still worth money, y'all. So don't trip on me. Don't get mad at me. It made sense when I first did it because we needed more spirit before. Um, and we're gonna add in these cheap ass jewels, bro. I'm telling you, watch. See, y'all gonna get rewarded for watching this video early. Y'all get these jewels. It's gonna be a big multiplier to your Twister damage. Hell yeah. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate the support. As always, here if you need anything. And by the way, guys, if you have ideas on how I can make the build even better, please feel free. Let me know. I really do appreciate all the feedback you guys give. It helps me out a lot and helps me provide you guys um, with some new information and new ideas. All right. As always, peace.